Alright, man, what's up? I'm bringing y'all my Arcanist build video for update 43 Gold Road. It's not update 43, but it works for update 43 Gold Road and beyond. With the recent vampire changes, this is brought a lot of power to the Dizzy Swing melee Arcanist. Usually you have to build into procs to get a lot of damage out of this, but the changes really helped. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the build. Alright, so we are, all our points are in the health, all 64 of them. Arcanist main defense, the shield, impervious rune ward is based off of health, max health. And what better way to bolster our defenses than put in the health. Now, we still have a decent stamina pool, decent magicka pool, so we're not really worried. And yeah, we have decent recoveries and everything like that. So, as a matter of fact, let me show you guys the stat sheet. Fully buffed. Well, not fully buffed, but as buffed as I can get it. And yeah, there we have it. This is without taking into account any of our sets, by the way. So, it gets a little crazy, man. It gets a little crazy, but yes. Our food, we run in smoked bear haunch. Our Mundus is the warrior. Now, you wouldn't usually run the warrior, but we are at a loss for which Mundus we need. Because of how niche this build is, more stat dense Munduses like Lover, Atro, Serpent, things like that aren't needed. Now you could go Lord for more health, and the Resistance Mundus as well. That might be the Lord. I don't know. Lord or Lady. Both of those, either or. If you want more health or more resistances, it's completely up to you, but why not push the damage on this build as much as possible? So that's the plan with this. No vamp. We are not vampire. You can be vampire. It is not needed on this. We are doing just fine without it. But yeah, that's the stat sheet. Let's get into the skills. Skills are running Dizzy Swing. We are still running Flail. Yes, it's not an execute, but it can still hit very hard, and also increases all your other damage by 5% when used. It immobilizes, wasting opponents' stamina as much as other things, and it heals upon hit. So it's great for some of those guys that are in execute range and they get out of range. They may not necessarily be getting executed by this, but the range damage for when they run or dodge roll out of it when they're low health, you know those enemies. And it's great for if you get a bunch of groups low, if you like drop a DB or something and you want to push a little more damage, it's perfect. Other alternatives, you could really run anything here. This is your flex spot, but any of the Arcanist skills will work here. Just remember, this is a flex spot. If you want to beam, go ahead and beam. Whatever you want to put here. All right. This is our major sorcery and brutality buff. I would not trade this out. It's great, and it keeps pressure up when you do damage. This is our burst heal per se. I mean, we really rely on the shields, but when this is up, we get minor protection, and it heals us as a burst heal if we hit below 50%. So it's really good, and it makes us immune to crowd control. So yeah, while getting armor, it does a bunch for very little investment. You just set it and forget it. We are running execute now that Flail doesn't execute, but honestly, I think we're out putting more damage now that we have room for an execute. These things hit super hard on this build. And our ultimate is Dawnbreaker. Sometimes we do run this one, but yeah. Backbar ultimate, it's defense ultimate. You can put anything you want here, undo, some sort of alt, but I find this to be the best bang for your buck. It's really good in those oh crap situations. So our armor buff, we are running, this is a Rune Man. Now this, it can be, and maybe in the future, I'll keep you updated, replaced. You can run Vigor here, but I really like this. It actually helps out our teammates, and it's also a good heal. It may not be the best, but I think it's a good heal to go underneath your shields when you pop it. So this is also a flex spot, but we'll dabble around with it. Race Against Time, this is our mobility, our major expedition. What can I say? Also bonus crit damage. Susceptibility, this is our breach. Very strong. You actually don't need this on this build, but I think it bolsters a lot of damage for us and helps keep up the damage against our enemies. And once again, our shield on here, what can I say? Helps keep you alive. What can I say? Alright, get into the race. We are Imperial. Health, obviously, is a great benefit on this build. Max Stam also. This is damage and sustain. And this is also sustain. Powerful, powerful, powerful sustain. Especially now that we're not a vamp. Alright, anything else we need to get into? Oh no, let's get into the gear. Once again, we're running bear haunch. We do run tripods. You can run any pods, but we run tripods into tech pods. Very basic, very basic. That's really it for that. Into the gear. Our front bar set is Oak Father, Sharp and Maul. If you don't know what it does, it's 2, 3, 4 lines of weapon damage, and then you get penetration and weapon damage for enemies when they have major and minor buffs up. And this is the reason, one of the reasons we hit so hard. This set is very slept on, but don't sleep on it if you're an Xer. Like, it's a set that benefits us greatly and doesn't benefit the zergs that much. Like, they could wear this set and not get the benefit we're getting out of it. They'll still get benefit and it'll be great. It's great in 1v1s, don't get me wrong, but it's not one of those sets they can manipulate and, you know, finagle to do us dirty with. Like, they're just going to get a set benefit from it. Why our powers grow, the more and more of them there are. It's a great set. I think it's the best damage set in the game for 1vx. And if you X like I do, put this on your Arcanist. Put this on one of your builds. Go out there and see. Forget all the stat sheets. Forget everything else. Just look at the damage numbers. You are going to be hitting so much harder, so much better without a loss of anything. So yeah, Sharpen Maul. You run double dot poisons for a little more pressure. You can run whatever you want. We are running a weapon damage glyph. We'll probably change this to absorb stam glyph, but every little bit counts. We can get hot, like stacking this, our weapon damage, and the buff from Oak. We can get some insane numbers popping up. So it also affects our healing. Defending, of course, and the back bar set is also Wretched Vitality. I don't really feel we need a defensive set. I think Arcanist is tanky enough, so why not bolster our sustain? It in turn bolsters our defenses, gives us more shields, heals, mobility, and everything else. Alright, the next set is Personal Preference. I'm running Marsalak, partly because I wanted a good set that gave me a max stam bonus since our stam was kind of low, but now I think it's in a good spot. And also it's a little bit of added damage to keep up, you know, going for a full heavy while you have your double dot poisons and all your status effects and things up can allow for more pressure. Honestly, it was between this and Zols. I don't have the Zols on me, but those are the only two sets I have with a stamina bonus. I might as well go with the one that gives me more damage since my defenses, I feel, are on point. So yeah, you can run whatever you want here as a monster. You don't even need one that gives you a stam bonus. You can use like Balrog or Engine Guardian or Blood Spawn or any combination, or the new Trials Arterial Burst, I think it is, or I don't know what the new set is, but run what you want here. But I feel like Marsalak is a great middle ground. And yeah, now we are running all Tri-Enchants and all Impin. This is a must for me. It helps keep our defenses up, and it helps gives us multiple of resources to go with. Okay, so we're running a heavy helmet, light robe, light shoulder. Yes, 2 light helps us get that pin up even more. Plus the light armor passives are pretty good. You don't have to run it this way. Running a medium, heavy, heavy, heavy. So that's 2 light, 1 medium, and 4 heavy. You can mix and match this however you want. This is the most bang for our buck. A lot of people sleep on the light armor passives because they look at the negatives, but it's really good if you want to push that pin damage and that critical chance percentage or whatever it is up. If you want to go look at it, that's fine. That's how we run. Oh, we're also running 1 trainee. Now, the jewelry, we are running Saint Seducer. This also helps boost our damage, and you'll get some insane. Now you start seeing how the weapon damage scales and stacks while I'm running Warrior, while I'm running a weapon damage glyph back bar. This add-on is so helpful. The one Gray Skull, it's on the screen down there that shows my weapon damage, because you can get some insane numbers. I don't think I have a target dummy here, but it's in my other house. But yeah, once you start stacking this stuff up, you're well on your way to 6K weapon damage quite easily. and you can definitely, depending on who's in the group, you might be over pinning once you apply the fracture from this major and minor fracture. But it's not a bad thing to overpin because you still have 6k weapon damage to get through. It's better to be safe than sorry. So I don't think you'll end up overpinning a lot, but there are some squishier targets that will instantly melt when you hit them, and you will start seeing the power of this build for sure. But back into the inventory, we are running 1 infused. We are running 2 swift. This is a product of not having vampire. We do want to be fast. Like 2 swift and a race against time give us just enough time and effort to get out of enemies range while we pop our shields and pray. So you don't have to run this. You can go vampire stage 4 and then put it in all weapon damage and infuse and still be hitting way harder. You can run celerity CP as well. So yeah, this is just how I run it, but all weapon damage glyphs regardless of the fact. That is it for the gear. Now CP, I always forget this, so I'm gonna give it to you boys raw right now. Rationer, liquid, and efficiency are the only must. Okay, and Cyrodiil, I'm sorry to say, let's just cut to the chase. This is important. And then eventually I want to get the war mount, but yeah, it's not important. Blue, duelist rebuff and resistance. The reason I went duelist rebuff over hardy, oh crap, what am I doing? But yeah, the reason I went duelist rebuff is because while this does all direct damage, this one has the added bonus of doing all single target attacks. So like this includes dots in it, whilst some dots and things aren't single target. It's really up to you which one you choose. But this is very important just because we have rallying cry crit resist. So we have it. Where is it on the stat sheet? Which is really important because we're not running rallying cry, so keep that in mind. But you don't have to run that. You can go damage, or you can run duelist rebuff and hardy, any combination of 2 defensive CP, or you can go all damage CP. Next, we're running Master at Arms. It just affects everything we do. And since we're a dizzy swing build, 10% extra damage is a must. Another reason why we hit so hard when everything goes. Imagine all the pin, like having Essence Leaf for free. All the pin we get, all the weapon damage we get, then we hit them with this, and then we're stacking extra damage we get from our double dots. We're stacking extra damage we get from the flail, giving us another 5% damage. And you start seeing these, we're getting, you know, magic damage proc from this. And suddenly when you hit somebody with like your ultimate, your flail and the ultimate until you're off balance, after you off balance them, you know, you hit them, you got your flail up, then you set them off balance, and you drop your DB, and the execute is just going to be chef's kiss. Meanwhile, you have all these status effects ticking on them at once, and they're fractured. Like, you drop on a group, someone's going down. Trust me, man. I got plenty of footage in my streams. Check them out. But, yeah. Next, we're going to get into this tree, the final tree. I'm running Bastion. We're running the shield. I feel like this is a must. It's going to make us tankier, which is why our health is so high. Pain's Refuge, this is the best defensive CP. I mean, you're getting a heck of a lot of defenses for very little investment. Sustained by Suffering, this is a flex spot. You could put anything here. Matter of fact, you can toy around with celerity, anything of your choice, but I just feel like more sustained equals more survivability, damage, and defense. So we can keep attacking, we can keep defending, and we keep going through the fight a long time and outlast our opponent. Last but not least, a little more health, never hurt. Boundless Vitality, it's a great investment for health. Once again, if you're fine with it and don't need it, cool, man, you don't need it. But yeah, gameplay is on my channel. I will leave a link in the pinned comment. A lot of people say you make build videos and you don't add gameplay, but I stream regularly. I have gameplay of this in action. I will link it. You will be able to see it. You'll be able to see the things I do with this build. This might be already too long, so I don't want to bore you with the gameplay. I'm going to go ahead and get out of your hair. Any questions, leave them down below. I appreciate the watching, the support, the views, any likes, comments, and shares of this build. And yeah, man, go out there and have fun and enjoy yourself. It's your boy, KLG Ouchie. Stay safe out there. Peace.